Awesome, awesome. How are you doing?
We're good, thank you.
Excellent.
Okay, so yesterday we were calling you because we had some issues with our son registration.
Yes.
We fill it out and then we send it, but then after 2 days we received the IRS that it had verified our account and it was good.
Mm-hmm.
But then they sent us an email that if we didn't receive anything else in the next 7 to 10 business days to call them. And when I called them, they told me that since they had Christmas off and then the 26th and also the weekend, it has been only 6 business days. So that I have to wait until the latest that I have to wait to call them back if I don't receive anything is on Tuesday, I'm sorry. So we just have to wait until Tuesday, and if it doesn't work, then we will call you to help us with that. But as of now, we can not do anything with that. So we just wanted to ask you some questions that we still haven't clear.
Yes.
So since we want to, if this is our first time working like this, we wanted to know if we need to have some previous clients before working with the government.
If you need to have private clients before working with the government?
Like previous clients before we...
No, I actually teach startup companies how to broker contracts. Let me show you real quick.
Okay, sure.
You are in a HUBZone?
Yes.
Okay. The HUBZone set-aside is one of the most important, one of the most powerful set-asides because there's less competition in the HUBZone than any other set-aside.
Right, right.
You see that? I mean, 8A is good, but 8A, you guys aren't ready for an 8A yet, and here's why. In order to do an 8A, you have to have past performance. You have to have experience. You have to have clients. We have to show that you have contract performance, that you have a balanced portfolio of clients over the last 12 months.
Okay.
And you don't have that because you're a startup. We have to show that you've been in business at least a year, and we can't finalize the 8A until you got your second tax return. So 8A, you're not ready for it yet. But HUBZone, okay, HUBZone, all you have to be is an American citizen. You have to be a small business. Your primary office has to be located in the HUBZone.
Right.
And 35% of your employees have to live in the HUBZone.
Perfect.
And you cannot have been declined or decertified in the HUBZone within the last 1 year.
Okay.
See, I get a lot of people that come to me, and they're doing like you guys are doing. They're self-certifying, and that's okay. But they get registered, and then they try and register as a HUBZone vendor, and they don't do it right, and they get declined.
Right.
And then they come to me and they say, well, can I pay you to do this for me? I could, but since you've been declined, we have to wait 1 year now.
Oh, wow. Wow.
You did it on your own and didn't do it right. Now we have to wait 1 full year before I can do it for you.
Wow.
All right? And SAM's nowhere near as difficult as the HUBZone. So if you guys are there's something you're interested in, before you just go out there and try it on your own, let me know, and I'll show you what what we could do to do it for you. Because if you do it wrong and you're declined, I can't do it for you for a whole year.
Right, right, for sure.
Same thing with the 8A, same thing with simplified acquisitions as well.
Okay, perfect. So when we receive our SAM, we can apply for all that, right?
No, no, you don't do HUBZone through SAM. That's a whole other registration.
Okay, but since we haven't received our cage code, do we need the cage code to do that?
Yes, you can't do anything without your cage code. That's the first step.
Okay, so when we receive our cage code, we'll be doing that. We for sure will call you because we don't want to mess that up.
Yeah. Now, if you're serious about doing the HUBZone, and I would be if I was you guys, because just look at the facts. okay? HUBZones only get 3% of the federal budget, but we're talking 3% of the entire federal budget of all the money the government spends. 3% is supposed to go to HUBZone vendors. There's very few of them that are active and compliant, okay? Which means a lot of times HUBZones are done as what's called a sole source or a single source, which is a type of simplified acquisition, meaning they don't put it out for bid, okay? Like this contract we just looked at with Rock Rim.
Yeah.
Okay. If you look at HUBZone contracts, there's 266,000 of them in the system. This system only tracks about 10% of the spending.
Oh, wow. So there's more than...
One that's over 25,000. So let's look at this one right here for 135,000. Okay. They gave them half up front. You see that?
Wow. Yeah.
They gave them half up front. They'll collect the other half when they finish the job.
Okay. Wow.
They only have 4 employees. They're not a big business.
Wow.
Okay? This was done, actually this wasn't a HUBZone contract. This was just a simplified acquisition. But they paid them half up front. You're gonna want to get set up for simplified acquisitions eventually, and you're gonna need to do that to be successful in a HUBZone. Yes. And if you guys, if we set you up for simplified acquisitions or HUBZone, we include the SAM with that for free.
Okay.
All right. So right now you guys are trying to do the SAM on your own, which I understand. Money's tight. But if you pay us to do your HUBZone or your simplified acquisition, we're going to do the SAM for you anyway.
Yeah, sure. So how much would it be that to do the simplified acquisition and the HUBZone?
The HUBZone takes 3 to 6 months to process. So the HUBZone's not something that's going to help us right away. The simplified acquisitions only takes a week or 2 to process, and in that program you can start bidding immediately. Okay?
Okay.
And that will allow you to do these contracts where they pay you up front, and there's very little competition, and a lot of times they don't put them out for bid. They just sole source them. They call you and ask you for a quote.
Okay, perfect.
If you went to our website right now, if you went to our website and you signed up for simplified acquisitions online, which people do every day, you're looking at almost $5,000 for that program. It's $49.95. I can actually apply a voucher from the NBCC convention. For whatever reason, they're still accepting them. They were only supposed to accept them through June, but when I submit them, they still accept them. If I apply that voucher, it actually brings that program down to $29.50, and I can include the HUBZone at no charge. The HUBZone alone is $2,000.
Okay. Wow.
So if you guys can afford $29.50, this is what you're going to get.
Okay.
And I can email it to you as well.
Yes, perfect. Thank you.